Okay, good morning, everyone. Hopefully you're having a great start of the day, and I cannot believe that we are already on May 27th. The month is almost over, which is pretty crazy. We're entering into summer, and again, I hope everyone had a good Memorial Day weekend and stuff like that. Again, I always like to start it off with good news. Anyone do anything fun or exciting this weekend? Anyone have any news they want to share with the group? Come on, someone's got to have something.
I turned 50 on the 21st.
Jamie's birthday was last week. Happy birthday, Jamie.
Thanks.
How did you celebrate?
I came out of my dungeon and went upstairs for a little while. We got they got me a cake and I got a steak for dinner, and that's pretty much it. Did a couple of Zoom calls with family and friends.
Okay. That's happy.
But what could I really do?
That's true. That's true. So, well, happy birthday, Jamie.
Thanks.
Hopefully people enjoyed, it was a mixed weekend this weekend with weather, but hopefully people got outside and got some good weather in there. So, okay, I'll kind of, again, we had a couple birthdays, and Jamie, I apologize for not having you on here. But Josh's birthday was yesterday. Andrea's is on Friday. Melina's is on Friday, and Karen's is on Saturday. So we've got a number of birthdays, and again, Jamie's was last week, so happy birthday to Jamie as well. We have a new agent who joined in the Midtown office. His name is Christian. Christian, is a brand new agent. He took the exam right before all this happened, and he's going to be starting in the Midtown office. He lives out in Queens, and he's going to be focusing kind of mostly on Astoria and Long Island City and kind of Queens and things like that. So he'll hopefully be on I don't think he's on this call. He had to work today, but he will be joining the team. So please say hi to him. And again, he'll be kind of a part of us going forward. So that's exciting. Again, just as a little plug, if you do know anyone who'd be a great fit for the team, they're not happy with their current company, maybe they're thinking about getting their real estate license, you are able to take everything but the exam. All the courses have moved online, and we do have a number of people who are in the process of getting their license and kind of joining us as soon as they can start taking the test. Looks like the test is going to be able to happen in a few weeks. So just a reminder, Weichert Property Management still has the Spring Fling contest. If you have anyone who owns a condo, a co-op, who might have a building that they do rentals in, that they want some professional management, you can get a bonus for every apartment door, basically. So if it's a 4-family, you get $1,000 for a signed property management agreement, and that goes through July 31st. And through the end of June, there's also a Weichert Design Center credit for raffle for anyone who helps with getting them a new contract. So if you do have that, feel free to reach out. And again, up through the end of this month, we still have a couple days left. You can get some extra money for any exclusives that you sign. If you get a 6-month listing and at least 2.5% with Weichert, so 5% basically, you get $100. Again, Leslie got this. Congratulations, Leslie. Stephanie Terso just got a new listing, which she'll be getting this for as well. So again, get the listing agreement signed. It's for sales of anything except for land. Unfortunately, rentals don't count, but again, we do have some opportunities there. And if you get it exclusive, or what we call a coming soon, for 2 weeks, you get another $50. So you can get up to $150. Not going to probably change your life, but it could pay for the photos. It could pay for, a 3D tour and things like that. So just a reminder, starting on June 20th, so we've got a little under a month left. Any tenant that you work with, any client that you work with, be it an owner, a tenant in a rental building, a landlord of a rental building, or a buyer, you need to have this disclosure signed, and you need to keep it in your records. We'll be requiring this with our kind of deal packet. And so it's important that you do get this done. I will send it out again at the meeting today, so you have both the disclosure that we need to send as well as this form. We'll have a version digitized, so you can do it all electronically as well. Basically, again, it's just to disclose that we are not allowed to discriminate on a number of different protected classes. So just make sure that you aren't doing that. And again, it's illegal for landlords to discriminate based on those as well. Again, there are some exceptions, but if you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out to me directly. Just again, as a reminder, as we're kind of starting to be able to, and again, hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll get a little bit of an update as to when we can go out and show. Again, right now, we are only really able to arrange access. And if you are arranging access, you do want to have the owner and the clients sign the COVID acknowledgement. Again, I'll email these out after today. I edited one, so we have it for landlords if you're doing a rental. On the other side, we have it for sales. Basically, it's just saying that they have not traveled, which again, no one's traveled to for a while, that they don't have any signs of COVID, and that they're not going to hold anyone liable for if they got an infection. And again, it's obviously very impossible to trace where you get it from. But if you do that, we're not going to be held liable. You're not going to be held liable and things like that.
Jason, who is this for?
This is for any party in a real estate transaction that you're working on. So if you're showing a property or if you're arranging access for a client, they should sign this and the owner should sign this before they actually go in and see the property. When we can physically go and show properties, we're going to want to get this signed as well. It's just an acknowledgement saying that that people in their household haven't tested positive for COVID-19, because again, we want to make sure we're preventing the spread however we can, and that we're not held liable if someone does catch it and then they're like, well, the only place I went was to go see this apartment that Ellen had for rent, and so I definitely got it there, I'm going to sue Ellen, that kind of thing. I'm going to pass it over to Jamie.
Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Everything's running as planned in the insurance world here. I am here to help you, help your clients if you need me. I appreciate everyone who's sent people my way to allow me to try and help them out. There's nothing new going on right now. We're here, and I'm here to do what try and help you with anything you need. You can see on the screen there, free money still out there for anyone who is willing to let me take a look at your personal insurance. If you don't have it with us already, put me to work. Let me do it. Let me try and help you out. You never know, you may save some money and get $50. So it all works. If anyone has any questions, feel free to contact me at any time. I'm here and I'm working all day.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie.
Thanks.
We'll head over to Doug.
Good morning, everyone. Let me give you an update on the mortgage world. Basically, rates are still at very good levels. They bumped around a little bit in the last 3 weeks. They hit their all-time low about 3 weeks ago, came up a bit, and are down again. They're still at extremely low levels. There are pockets of money which are having liquidity problems. There's a whole secondary market that also has a big impact on interest rates. For example, jumbo money got a lot tighter. We actually had a situation where there wasn't enough jumbo money available. We didn't have a jumbo for a few weeks. Now we have a jumbo loan again. That's not on co-ops though. It's on everything else. But the Freddie Fannie stuff, which is sort of our sweet spot, our pricing is very sharp. And I've mentioned this before, but we're not adding overlays qualification-wise to what Freddie and Fannie require. So what does that mean? We're still doing a 620 credit score on a first-time home buyer for a conforming loan, and a lot of other places have raised their requirements. They've added on to what Freddie and Fannie require. So some places are 700. We're still doing 3% down for the conforming loans. A lot of places have gone even all the way up to 20%. So we have advantages in that regard. Also, we're seeing that, because it's difficult to get transactions done, that on the sell side, sellers agents, sometimes are reluctant to take pre-approvals or offers, with pre-approvals from lenders that they're not familiar with, or their internet banks and things like this. This could be helpful to us because we have an in-house, you have an in-house lender. So that's good news. So these are all good things to keep in mind. Um, if you have any scenarios, what I keep telling people, which is true, is that if you're working with someone and they have a pre-approval that's really even a week old, you should just have it rechecked because these things change. They're changing all the time. We're starting to see it go back a little bit to normalcy, what I'll call normalcy. But if you've been working with somebody, make sure that they're still qualified. And even if I'm not part of the deal, I'm happy to talk to your buyer if you want, just to reinforce that they still meet the guidelines. So that's the basic summary. Do you have slides there too, Jason?
Yeah. So again, one big thing is 99% customer approval rating. 59% of people who closed in April completed the survey. So that's amazing for all the great work you guys have done, both Jamie and Doug.
Yeah, we are getting. If there's two elements to that. Obviously we're doing very well with the responses, but just to get a response at all means that people care enough to complete the survey, and our scores have been very good. So the customer is happy, which is obviously a good thing. This, basically, as we all know, that home sales have been down. We're hoping for a rebound, but when and how quickly that comes, we don't know. Unemployment is supposed to hover around 20%, which is huge. That is actually good for interest rates. It's keeping interest rates low. It's bad for the economy in total, but if we're looking just at interest rates, it actually has a positive effect on interest rates. That's what's creating this bottom right now. And the other thing is we don't know when this bottom's going to evaporate. Like when it goes up, it tends to go up quickly. So you just want to keep that in mind, that while rates are real good, people sort of take it for granted. It's a great time to borrow money. I mean, and then if you couple that with potentially some lower priced apartments out there, it's probably a really good time to buy. And again, that affects what we're talking about. The low rates are creating a lot of refinance opportunities. We're doing a lot of refinance loans now. And what I recommend to agents, if you're looking for a reason to call a previous client, this is a good reason, because the general public doesn't necessarily follow interest rates. And you might, if you call them up and add value and say, hey, listen, I don't know if you've looked at everything, but you might be able to save some money by refinancing. They might be able to. They would appreciate that if they could save money. If they might also say to you, well, I'm not going to do that because I might be moving, and potentially you can get a deal out of it that way. So it's a good reason to call. And, if you want me to talk to anybody in that regard, I'm happy to do so too. Forbearance. This is a big thing that came about of the whole Corona world that we live in, but it's not without consequence. If you're currently in forbearance, you can't get a loan. You have to. There's a waiting period. So this is what people need to know. So if somebody hypothetically is selling their home and buying a new home, if they're in forbearance on their current loan, they're not going to be able to get a mortgage on the new loan, on the new home. That's important. People, just assume that because they can do it, there's no other consequences. But there's a waiting period of 3 months after forbearance is over that the customer's making payments before they can qualify again. So what I'm telling people is, unless you really need to do it, you just want to consider the consequences, which is really just time. Some people don't need to do it, but want to do it, which is their prerogative, but there's a waiting period for when you can borrow again. The app, which we've talked about many times, I think it's more important than ever now because we're dealing much more in a virtual world. I think most everyone should have the app. If you don't have it, please let me know. But it's a great way to share the link. Again, we can see when the customer is active. So you might have somebody that was active and maybe went away, wasn't really looking, and came back. We can tell that. So you can have information where the customer's looking at properties again, and you call them at the right time. And we've had some good success with it, but it's up to you whether you want to use it or not. It's a great marketing tool. It doesn't cost you anything. Weichert Financial pays a significant amount for it. So it's a resource available to you. If you haven't used it at all, I urge you to do it. At least give it a try, because we're getting a lot of good feedback on that from the customers too.
Awesome. And again, I think this is nice. If you do have the app and you're using it, we can now link your My Weichert website to it, and so that's a great way to have people not only be able to look at rates, but and have your information handy, but they can also start looking at listings and linking to that.
Yeah, and they could submit a pre-approval. I just personally feel it gets them more involved in the transaction. If they're starting out and they're just sticking their toe in the water, this gets them more involved in it. But it's worth, if you haven't tried it, your customers haven't tried it, it's really worth doing.
Awesome.
And then again about pre-approvals, just like I mentioned, this is one thing that's really important now. You just want to make sure if you're working with somebody that the pre-approval is still valid. And again, depending upon the entity that the pre-approval is from, may affect if it's accepted or not. There was one, I was talking with Karen just a few days ago where the seller wouldn't accept the pre-approval. It was from an internet bank that they had never heard of. So this is happening more and more. You present a Weichert pre-approval, they're dealing with a Weichert agent, so they're comfortable with it, presumably. So we have a trivia question for the week. Despite existing home sales falling in April, existing home prices have fared quite well. How much have existing home prices rose in the past 12 months from April 2019? So from April 2019 to April 2020, what do you think home prices have risen for that year, April to April? Is it A, 2.5%, B, 5%, C, 7.5%, or D, 10%? How much do you think home prices have gone up nationally, April to April? Does anyone have any idea? Any guesses?
I'd say
Nobody?
C.
Leslie, what'd you say?
7.5. I think it's C.
7.5. Anyone else?
Anyone else?
I agree with that. 7.5.
We're very, very smart people. 7.5 is correct. So, I mean, that's a healthy number. I mean, of course, the world changed a little bit after that, but that's still a healthy number.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Doug. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Annabelle, are you on the call? I'm not sure. I think she had a meeting now. But again, Annabelle's information is here. She's doing meetings with everyone. If you're looking to increase your business and things like that, to get a better handle of the My Weichert system, please reach out to Annabelle. Her cell phone and email are here. Keep it in your phone. Make sure you have. And again, I put these on all the slides, which I send out. But you should really save my information, Doug's information, Jamie's information, Annabelle. So in case you do need them, you have access to that. So. Okay, so one thing, and again, thank you to Ellen for bringing this up. Many of us have had our same bio up since we started with Weichert, 5 or more years ago or 2 years ago or whatever. So just think about the last time you checked your bio. And again, you want to check it on weichertproperties.com, see what it looks like. And if you want to change it, all you have to do is send the new copy and I can update it. You can also use the same one on your my.weichert.com account and on your website. And one thing that you can do, especially for the one that goes on OLR and goes on Weichert Properties and things like that, is you can put in your personal website. Again, everyone has a website which is linked to the IDX. It has the listings for any MLS that you're a part of. And so you can basically put that in your bio. So, you can say at the end, hey, if you want to search for properties, check out my website, and maybe start getting leads from people who are reading your bio. Same thing on Zillow, Trulia, Realtor, anywhere that you have a bio, you really want to put in this website as your personal website so that people can start getting there and you can maybe start getting some leads from that. Again, one of the biggest things that we have right now, which again, not to say that not everyone has it, but I think we were very good at getting this out and personalizing it, is that we can do every single step of the home buying, the home selling, or even the renting process virtually, right? We're doing virtual showings, virtual open houses. We're doing lead alerts with My Weichert. We're not doing cold calls, but we're doing emails through Cole. We're doing buyer events and things like that. And we'll talk about this at our next meeting, but we're going to be basically doing a virtual first-time home buyer seminar where you can invite friends, family, use it through Cole and prospect for it to try to get people to work with you and to think about the home buying process. Again, we can do brochures, postcards, buyer consultations, listing presentations, things like that, all virtually. And so if you're not taking advantage of those, or if you don't know where those are, let me know and we can go over them. I can help you with it. And we can really have all of these tools that are there for you to get the whole process done. I just did a walkthrough a little bit earlier today with clients, and I did it over FaceTime, right? We're doing things, buyers can go out, they can do certain things that we can't do, but don't let that stop you from doing business, right? We are doing business, people are getting listings, people are getting contracts signed. We've got something pending. I don't like to announce anything until it's in contract, but we've got some deals pending with multiple agents between the two offices. So again, don't let the situation outside dictate what you're doing and how you're doing business. We can still do business. And again, I think Suzanne was my favorite example of this, because she said, it's never, I've been doing this for 50 years and it's never been so easy. I did a lease all the way from start to finish without getting out of my house. I didn't show anything. The super let them in. They did a video. Leases were done electronically, and she got paid by wire. So it's a great thing, right? You don't have to even meet people. So just think about that. So again, this is a question, and this is, I'm actually going to open it up today and kind of go down the line. And again, I want to know what people are doing or what they need help with, or again, really what we should be thinking about. And the idea of this meeting is to give you some things to think about, to talk about to clients and whatnot. But, every day, or if you're part-time, every other day or every evening for an hour, what real estate activities are you completing today? What are you doing to get your next deal? And where is your next deal coming from? And as salespeople, as independent contractors, owning our own businesses, we really should be thinking about where the next deal is coming from, right? And again, I'm leading it off because I have an idea of this, but Ellen, I'm going to start with you. And again, I'm going down the line here. What are you doing in real estate right now? I'd like everyone to kind of just chime in and say, sorry, hold on. What they're doing, and I'll go down the list. So Ellen, if you don't mind, just tell me, what are you doing? How are you interacting with clients right now? Because I think it's good to hear from people who aren't doing things and get over hurdles, but also to hear from people who are doing things and are having some successes.
Well, I finally finished the My Weichert training the other day, and it only took me forever. And I am going to, what I learned, two things that I learned that I think is important for everybody is, number one, what I'm going through is all my database to create a birthday or closing automatic email from my Weichert. I won't use 99% of the automatic things for my Weichert because it's not my thing. But for birthdays and closing dates, so I'm actually going through my database and trying to find these dates, which is not so easy. I'm also, I have a pitch actually this week. Yeah, going through that kind of stuff, really. I mean, I'm trying to do, it's like, we all know it's not easy, this is not an easy situation, so.
Definitely. And again, I think, Ellen, you brought up a really, really good point. Everyone is at different comfort levels with automation, with kind of what they're going to use our CRM for. And again, I think the really nice thing is that it's extremely robust. And again, it takes weeks to get through the training. Yes, if you do it a little bit of a time, I think it helps and you get going. But the platform is made so that you can use as much or as little as you want to. Off the bat, the first thing, which again, some people might not love, but you can have a personalized website, right? So anyone you're talking to, in the footer of your email, you can put in jason-bauer.weichert.com. They can go on, they can search the IDX, you can capture information from them. So that's one thing you can do, right? If nothing else, you have a website. If you want to, you can set reminders like Ellen was talking about. You can either do it for active clients and have them automatically send listings through the system, or you can just put birthday reminders, right? Which again, Ellen said no, which is totally fine. If you don't want to do that, don't do it. But you can do birthdays, you can do, again, home anniversaries, hey, you closed a year ago, how are things going? I like it because you can put in, again, multiple dates. a rental client that I have, 4 months before the rental's over, I'm putting in a reminder to follow up with that person. Hey, how's it going? Are you thinking about renewing? Are you thinking about moving? Again, it automates some of these things that can slip through the cracks for the experienced agents. For the inexperienced agents, they're great marketing tools, Facebook advertising, property boosts for experienced agents, and things like that. So again, it's customizable and it's personalized. Not everyone wants to use every single aspect of it. Important is to know that these aspects exist and to say, you know what, I don't want this to happen. But knowing that you have the option for that, I think is the greatest thing. And that's why, again, thank you, Ellen, for completing it. And I know a number of you on the call have completed it, but it's important to get through that My Weichert training. So Tom, why don't we go over to you now?
Can you hear me?
What are you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm going to spend some time on the golf course today with two former colleagues, and they are both homeowners in New Jersey, and they are, I'm going to remind them that I'm licensed in both New York and New Jersey and try and solicit some referrals from them over the course of 3 or 4 hours.
That sounds good. That's great. Leslie?
Oh, hi. I'm very similar as Ellen. I'm trying to finish the training, gotten a little bit. And Nicole Realty has been helpful. I've got my email I'm trying to send out to a zip code on the Upper West Side about my new listing. But I think what I've been doing mostly, I've been running through my list of clients, old clients. I've been trying to text people, just a few a day, just saying, hey, just checking in. I know lots changed. How's it going? Just trying to re-engage. And I feel like that's kind of helpful. You just always have to keep your name somewhere in their mind.
Definitely. And being there for them, right? I think that's one of the things that we can be. We can be a resource, right? If, maybe, a homeowner is paying a lot in their mortgage and maybe, they haven't even thought about refinancing. So that's a great thing that you can bring up to that homeowner. Maybe someone says, oh my God, I lost my job. What do I do? And maybe it's saying, hey, here are some things you can do with forbearance or again, giving them resources. And no matter what the situation, maybe someone said, oh my God, I invested in some biotech stock, which is tripled now and I want to buy something. That's great too. And reconnecting with people and making sure, kind of like what Leslie said, is that they remember you, right? That's the biggest thing. Again, especially for people who've been doing this for a number of years, making sure you're connecting with people is a really great thing to be doing. And again, Leslie, do you just want to tell people, actually we'll do it at the end, but just remember when we do that, just to let people know about your new listing again.
Okay.
Great. Donald?
Hello, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fairly new, even though it's been a couple of months. I started when COVID pretty much just started. So I'm really building my identity while learning the industry at the same time. Weichert has a lot of tools for me to utilize, but I haven't gotten the opportunity to interact with people, so they really don't have a face to put with the name. So, like I said, I'm just building my foundation, learning the industry, and trying to absorb as much as possible virtually. Looking forward to getting out on the field so I could put into practice some of the things that I've learned. But that's
Definitely.
about it for right
No,
now.
that's great. And again, one thing, just, again, I've done this and I know other people have done this and Ellen's going to be doing this, again, use the virtual tools that we have. So if you do get a prospect, say, hey, you know what, if you're looking to buy, let's do a virtual buyer consultation. I did it. You turn the camera on, they have their camera on, you meet someone face to face. And it's a great way to, again, it's not as good as in person, but it is the best that we can do. Ellen's hopefully doing a listing presentation later in the week. Again, she's going to do it hopefully on Zoom or over the phone with sending them the slides, but we can still connect with people. We can still do 99% of our job and 99% of the things that we would have done in person, we can do digitally. So I think that's great. Marty?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, Jason. Good morning, everybody. So what I've been doing, well, a couple weeks ago, I noticed more and more folks are reaching out with fears and thinking I have a crystal ball. But what they want to know are neighborhood trends, what's going on, You know, where's the future? And obviously nobody knows. I've been also reaching out via email and text with articles that I read, whether it's from The Real Deal, Inman News, Commercial Observer, and just sharing knowledge on a daily basis, sharing knowledge, letting folks know, hey, this is what's happening. And even if, you know, even if it's something commercial, something new that's being built or torn down, that's in the area of vicinity of, you know, where somebody owns a house, I'll say, by the way, there's new or this, you know, a mega condo complex, just something that might affect, you know, where they live in their community. So I've been doing that. I sent out folks just asking, hey, you know, obviously what's happening in the world, real estate prices, whether they're going down, and they want to know, you know, hey, where is my property sitting at? You know, can you give me an idea? So I use OLR a lot. So I've been using OLR to kind of give them some comps. But just, you know, sharing information, just constantly sharing info.
Have you been trying to use Urban Digs? Because again, I find that that's a great resource, and it's been really nice with the market data because
yes.
So
Absolutely, yeah. They're I haven't officially signed up. I've known of them way before you had them appear on one of your meetings. So yeah, no, it's one of the several resources that I use. Again, I love Inman News. If anybody's familiar with them, Commercial Observer. You know, those are some really good for me go-to websites that I've been using for years now.
And that's great. And again, for anyone who isn't familiar with those websites, you know, again, Inman News, Real Deal, Commercial Observer are all amazing resources that are New York centric or have New York centric sections of them. So that's great. Thank you, Marty.
Yeah, no problem, Jason.
Julie?
Hi, Jason. Yes, I will complete. I will actually talk to the attorney for my buyer to sign a contract. I believe today is the last day for them to sign. I think it's almost done. They just have a few little things to modify in the contract. So I will complete that. So in terms of virtual, that's really helpful.
Yeah.
So the time I was just talking about,
Really?
we were like 100% virtual.
Yeah.
To complete this transaction because you know, we are not allowed to see the apartment, so everything was through the virtual.
Yeah.
It works. So especially for the new development.
Yeah. Do you want to just describe? And again, I think it's kind of, I think our first really completely virtual from step one to, you know, almost a signed contract in terms of a sale. So do you just want to explain kind of how that worked? You know, how did you connect with your client, and how did you, you know, start to get them into properties, you know, into properties?
Yes, I can do that. So basically I was, you know, from training, the Weichert training, how to use the tools and to advertise in Facebook to connect to all my friends. So I have a page created there. I did some virtual open house over there for New Jersey side. But from the New York side, I advertise myself, who says that I have a license on both sides. I say, if you have, you know, you need anything, reach out to me. So I got a few friends reach out to me, interested in buying properties somewhere in New York. So then this client is my friend, one of those friends, and they said, you know, they didn't really like 100% sure how they can buy this. They just said, we've been looking for this for a while. We didn't find anything so far. So I said, okay, let me see if what I can do for you. I started using the OLR and searching the properties. I asked them what do you want, what exactly. So I asked so many questions, so I know what exactly they want. So that's important step. But be careful what they want, because you don't want to send some stuff they don't want it, then they're not interested right away. So what I did was, I make sure that's exactly they want, because they've been in the market for 2 years. So they didn't buy anything. Obviously, they're very picky. So, and then it's a good sense for me is, yeah, my friends, I kind of know what they want, but I just want to make sure in the other financial, other things they are looking for, that kind of stuff I didn't know. So then, according to that, the information I'm getting from my friends, so I start searching. I searching, sent stuff to them, not the whole list. Sometimes I found like 20 or 40 of them. Then I think that's too much. So I started just go through one by one, spend all the time, day and night, really working very hard. And I found exactly this one. I read every single thing, and then I also do research for each building around it. So then I make sure that when they ask me question, I know how to answer it. So I don't want them to feel like I have no idea, so this virtual doesn't work. So in that case, every time, even though I found more than 20 homes, I only send them 2 or 3 or 4. I don't send them everything. So they say, oh, this is very helpful. I like this one. I want to see this one. They get them really excited about it. Then I said, let me contact the agent, the list agent, so I can maybe get you a virtual tour so you can see it. So I explained to them, and they know. I mean, we don't have to explain the COVID-19 situation. Nobody can go there. So they start really just through the virtual, seeing. Sometimes we be able to, the agent will be able to go to the building to tour, video tour itself. We did a few that. And didn't turn out well because it looks like small or something else. But this building, the one they made the final decision because it's a new building, and then the next agent did a really good job on doing the tour. He was able to explain every single question they ask. So I just let you know, the other buildings, they're not interested, they just sometimes just one thing they didn't like. I mean, this one, I think the next agent also very helpful, and then myself was able to answer all the questions. And the more important, Jason helped me when I have really important points that I don't know what to do. And I always call Jason, and he's really, really helpful. So finally, they want to make an offer. I was not even comfortable. I said, why do you want to make an offer? You never saw the home. They said, well, I know the area. I've been in many similar buildings. This one, I'm 100%. I wanted to make offer. So I thought they're not really like serious, but finally they're really serious. We got their good deal. They're very, very happy. So they are finally going to sign the contract. So that's my experience.
That's great. No, it's really great. And again, I think thank you, Julie, for sharing that. And again, you know, they're going into contract. They were able to see it before they signed the contract, which again is basically being allowed by most buildings. So you know, again, as soon as everything's finalized, before they actually sign the contract, they are usually able to get in. And again, I think Julie, you were on a virtual tour with them, right? While they were going in there.
Yeah, I was. I was in every single virtual tour.
So again, I think Julie's story kind of highlights the, you know, the ability for us to do this, but also the power of Facebook, right? Social media, you know, just putting on Facebook, hey, I've got my license, you know, again, maybe friends know it, but they forget, you know, maybe it's people you haven't talked to in a while. So I think that's really great. And to think about, you know, reactivating Facebook if you haven't used it too much. So.
Right, and another point that, sorry, Jason, I want to make a point. My friends, of course, they know I'm new to this business. Is how much do you know? They don't. I mean, in the beginning, they don't feel comfortable for me to handle this big transaction, and then later on, they find out that I know stuff. As I said, I mentioned to you, I did a lot of research on each single place I wanted them to see it, not just dump it in the email sent to them. So then they feel like I'm very serious. I'm working very hard for them. They see that I'm sincere and totally careful for them. Yep. And then also that I told them that we have the whole company. We have a lot of tools, a company to help you, not just me. I'm new, but my company is not new. So I said that we can, if I have some issues, I can always ask them to help me. It's not just me. So they feel more comfortable. Yeah, in the beginning it was just really, you know, see what happens, take a look at it, something like that, you know.
Yep. No, yeah. That's great. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Paris, can we go over to you?
Yeah, hi.
Paris?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, so basically, the only activities that I have planned today is some more networking with a couple of organizations to secure funding for the tenants that need housing. But that's basically it. As far as using CRM tools, I haven't really delved into the actual use, although I'm learning how to still use it. But right now my plate is really full, so I just can't take any more clients.
No, that's
Can't.
that's a good position to be in. So if anyone, if you got anyone who again, if anyone here needs some more rental tenants and Paris has too many, you know, reach out to Paris and he can maybe set you up with a client or two. So or working together. So, oops, sorry, David.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just going through a list of all clients that I closed in the past or work with and see how they doing and if they be interesting to find out anything that's going on in the market. Yeah.
That's great.
And yeah, that's it.
No, that's great. Again, reconnecting with people is very important. Suzanne?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
This has been, well, we've only had a couple days in this week, but this has been the busiest week for me in a long time, which is very strange to me. But things have erupted, and Karen and I have actually heard from 3 former customers just in the last 2 days who have listings, rental listings that they wanted us to handle on an exclusive basis. And this came out of the blue. The thing that I want to emphasize is that the connections that you make with everyone you meet, no matter how you meet them or where they are, assume that they know people that you don't know, and that if you make an impression on them that you're knowledgeable or that you're a hard worker and that you work for a great company that can give you many, many possibilities for them that they wouldn't have on their own, this is really where the rubber meets the road. Not so much the new people, they're important too, but the people that you have done things for in the past, make sure that they remember you. And by doing that, getting in touch, as everybody before me has said, getting in touch with customers, former customers, on a yearly basis, once, twice a year with cards or however you like to do it. I prefer to use the phone. People are more intimate that way. And just know that that is going to bring you into this business or keep you in the business with income coming in during this time. It was an eye-opener for me. And I have to say, with all humility, that no matter how big the deal is, how small the rental is, it's important now and forever. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Suzanne. And again, I think, you know, again, one of my favorite stories, and Suze, I don't know if you want to tell this or not, but I think one of the things I learned from Suzanne was, again, you never know where your next deal is going to come from, or you never know who you're talking to. Do you want to tell the hairdresser story with how knowing one hairdresser led to a lot of big deals, Suze?
Oh,
I love that story.
This is my favorite story. Yes, I was fortunate to receive a call from one of the people that was in the movie industry. That the one you mean,
Yeah.
Jason?
Yep.
He was living on a street in the village and was thinking of selling. And I went there and I interviewed with him and we got to talking and we made a very nice connection. And a few weeks or a week or so later, I get a call from Julia Roberts' representative that she had heard through this gentleman who happens to do her makeup on set that I would be a good person for her to look for a new home with. And I thought maybe at first it was a joke, you know, but it seemed very real. And I met with Julia and her then boyfriend, Benjamin Bratt, and we looked at a lot of property and finally ended up selling her something and meeting a number of really nice people through that. In addition to which, I met a hairdresser this guy was in makeup. The other one is from doing the hair of Richard Gere. And that was at a time when both Julia and Richard were very well known because of Pretty Woman movie. And so I met Richard through this hairdresser. She called me. I was on a bus, the hairdresser, and I was on a bus. It was evening time. And she said, I'm doing Richard Gere's hair right now, and I've told him all about you because you helped me find a place. And so would you be able to talk with him? And I said, well, I'm on a bus. I don't know. So she puts Richard Gere on the phone with me while I'm riding a bus across town. And I told him, I'm so sorry, but I think it's better if we talk when I get off the bus. And I actually said that. I can't believe to this day that I said that. He said, no, sure. I'll call you in a few minutes. And he did. And I sold him something uptown and made friends with him and his wife and their new little baby just born. So these are great memories for me and things that just, I can't tell you where the sources come from. It's just a miracle and great time.
From working with, I think it was her, the sister of this person, then getting the sister, then getting Richard.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. We just sold the sister's place last year, actually, that I had sold her.
Yep.
But that was the heyday, boy. I'll tell you. It was a lot of fun doing that.
Thank you, Suze. I think there's someone on a phone whose name I can't tell. Do you want to go? Can you hear me? I just unmuted someone, but oh, no, they hung up. Okay. Again, if you don't know where your next deal is coming from, and again, for the experienced agents, if you have not signed up for the Street Easy Building Experts,
ride the bus.
We've gotten some leads. We've gotten some leads from there. We've gotten some crazy people from there. So they're not all good, but there are leads coming in from that. So if you haven't signed up for it yet, let me know. And again, these are for people who have either represented a buyer or a seller in a building. You can get leads from that building. We have gotten a number. I know, a few agents from both offices have been signed up, getting some leads and things like that. And you never know when they're going to work out. Op City is a great way. Again, you can sign up for Op City for getting leads and things like that through them, through the Weichert Lead Network and the Weichert Rental Network. You can also get leads. And if you're not on that, just let me know, and you can definitely do that too. I'm sorry, I have to tell Juan to get the door. Apologies. Tomorrow we have a regional call session from 10:30 to 12. There's a link here, and I'll send out the link again. And basically what you can do is you can make calls. We've been doing calls to Sphere of Influence. We've been doing Weichert Lead Network, Weichert Rental Network, and getting a number of leads for, sorry, excuse me a second. Getting a number of leads. Thank you. Okay, sorry. Too many packages are coming today. So that's going to be from tomorrow from 10:30 to 12. As a region and as a company, we made a number of these. I think we had about 700 between I think there were about 250 people on the call. We reconnected with about 700 different people for both buyers, people to list, and renters. So it was very successful. So again, if you need some more business, please join. I'll send out the link again tomorrow. Just because of this call tomorrow, and I think going forward, what we're going to do is we're going to move all of the focus groups from 11 to 12. It just works better with kind of our general regional schedule, so I hope that works for everyone. So tomorrow at 12, we'll be doing the landlord focus group and the renter focus group Friday at 12. Again, please be sure you've sent out your emails and your prospecting emails through Cole already. I would appreciate that. And again, we can kind of track the results of that. We have had some good results. We've had some people unsubscribing. Who cares, right? It's all about trying to kind of get our names out there a little bit more. Couple congratulations. Eunice and Michelle had a closing at 25 Parade Place 2C. It was delayed a bit, but they did close on that last week. So congratulations to them. Voss, he got 2 more rental listings. I think at our last meeting, he had gotten 5. He's up to 7. He's got, I think, 1 or 2 of them rented. he's on fire. There's a lot of people breaking their leases and a lot of people potentially moving, but again, great opportunities. You know, if you hear one of your people you've placed in a rental, they need to move, they need to, you know, downsize, get something bigger, they want outdoor space. Maybe their landlord will let you take the listing and maybe let you actually, you know, help sublet it for them. You know, again, a lot of management companies will allow that, and it's just a matter of, you know, getting in touch with them. So again, it's a great way and a great reason to have a conversation with people. So.
Jason, can I talk about my listing at some point?
Yeah, we're gonna have time at the end for new listings and stuff like that. So yeah, we will do that. Paris, congratulations to 2 rentals this week, and again, an extra special congratulations to Paris because he's been amazing at helping some of the toughest clients out there, just in terms of how hard it is to find landlords. And again, he's helping a lot of the program clients, you know, Section 8, HPD, things like that. And so these are very difficult, and he's gotten down a really great process. If you do have someone that you know has a voucher, has Section 8, has something like that, we can help them. Again, every landlord is required to take the voucher as income. They don't need to have good credit because it's not supposed to count. Again, we see a lot of pushback, but Paris has a great system. Again, if you need help, if you want to, you know, talk to him, you know, reach out to Paris. And again, you know, if you know, he can co-broke your first deal to help you kind of get through it. And again, just talk to him if you do have one of those clients. Again, sometimes through the lead network, we get them and things like that. So.
Yeah, Jason, can I just say that if anybody needs any help or if they have any questions, just please reach out. I'm very familiar with a process, and I know a lot of people in the city agencies, and I can push things through faster than the normal process because I have these contacts in place. So if you get these clients and, you know, they're going to turn in their paperwork, which is very vital, just reach out and I'll help you with it. Just give me a Coca-Cola.
He likes cherry Coke too. So thank you, Paris. Oops. Josh also did 2 rentals, and it was his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Josh. Leslie did an amazing rental, which I think I forgot to put on here, Leslie. So again, always being in touch with past clients, it's a great thing. Leslie, I don't know if you want to tell that story or not. It's up to you, but I think it's a good one.
Just briefly, a client reached out. His lease was coming up, and they were raising the rent. Again, he's been there. I put him in the rental 10 years ago. And they had a similar apartment, higher floor penthouse, which was going to net out to be less than what his current space was. So we went through that process, and it wasn't huge, but the building offered an OP, and we were able to collect it, and that's it.
So pretty nice. Just, you know, relocating someone in a building, and again, you didn't even see him, see the apartment, anything like that, right? It was just.
I did not.
So there you go. Easy way to make some money. So congratulations on that, Leslie. Okay. So again, now is a great time. And Leslie, why don't you kick it off? And then I know Suzanne has stuff and some other people have stuff. Do you want to just let everyone know about your new listing?
Sure. Thanks, Jason. It's at 175 West 93rd Street. It's on the 9th floor. It's a 1-bedroom co-op. The sellers have been in that apartment for about 3 years. They're relocating. Before they bought it, it had been a gut renovation, skim-coated walls, completely new kitchen, new bathroom, built-in desk area in the kitchen, which I was just reading some information. I don't even know where I was, but it was saying you need to highlight if there's any kind of office space. So that made me rethink how to word this listing. It's listed at 815, and it's a couple of blocks from Central Park, right on the one line, 123. So that's it.
Awesome. Suze, do you want to tell us about your new rental listings?
Well, I just wanted to talk about the one in the financial district. It
Okay.
happens to be owned by my husband and myself, and the tenant just went in there about 5 months ago, but she has fallen on some kind of a problem and has called and asked to be let out of her lease. So we're working on getting that done. In the meantime, I have this, it's just a really, really cute apartment. I hate that word, but it is. It's a nice apartment. It's on the 15th floor of the most wonderful building called the Cocoa Exchange, which is downtown close to the water. in the financial district, as I said, full service doorman condo. It has anything you could want. It's a one person basically, although I have rented to a couple before. Nice new everything and clean, high ceilings, studio apartment for $26.50. We just put it out on Street Easy and OLR, but in these times, I need all the help I can get. I'm putting it out as a no fee with a fee being paid by us of a month. So to let you know about it any further, just give me a call at 917-856-3000. I sound like a broken record, but this is a really nice apartment.
And do you want to say anything about Elizabeth, Suze?
Not right now. I'm going to wait until I see it. Okay?
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Jace. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any listings either coming up or something that they need for a client that they can't find that maybe someone has some insight into? No, going
Yeah,
on.
Jason, I have one that the client that was signed the contract for the new place, they wanted to sell their place for sure. It's just waiting for them ready to get a photograph inside to list the place. It's on the 4th Avenue, a very nice place and high ceiling, beautiful, almost 1,800 square footage in 2 bedrooms, but a huge place. And with they spent $800,000 for renovation. I think the price, I don't have the price yet, around the $2 million. It's a really nice place. And a little small building, Jason know that building too, it's nearby your home, right?
Yeah.
So if anyone looking for that kind of space, I think this would be really good purchase. It's a very nice place.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it in the market very soon.
It's 4th Avenue and 12th Street, right?
Would they consider renting it?
No, they want to sell it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a high-end renter.
I can ask them if they consider that. That would be that.
Just
that's
ask
good.
them. She's
Yes, I
looking
will.
in over 10.
Oh, that's great. Let me ask them. Maybe they are open for that. They're kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Susan.
Awesome. I think that is it from me. Stay healthy, stay safe. If anyone needs anything, again, feel free to reach out. Again, just a reminder, we've got the call session tomorrow from 10:30 to 12 o'clock, the landlord meeting, and then the renter meeting on Friday. Let me know if you need anything. Thank you guys all for your time, and have a great.
Jason, thank you. You've done a great job of keeping our spirits up.
Thanks, Suze.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Jason.
I agree with
Thanks,
that.
Jason.
Again, there's lots going on. So if you want to make some money and you don't know how, just let me know and I will help you to do it. So
Thank you.
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Yeah, thank you guys.